Hello everyone, my name is Casey Lonizak and I am from Alliance Abroad Group, the J1 sponsor you are using to come to the United States, whether you are on the intern or trainee program through the J1 visa. Today in this orientation, we are going to be going over a wide variety of information, including who Alliance Abroad is, and what the J1 visa is going to look like during your 12-month program in Colorado. We are going to be talking about program rules and regulations, along with details regarding where you are going to be living, the cost of your housing, and transportation that you'll be using to get to and from Gaylord. During this orientation, please make sure to pay attention. I am going to be providing you with a lot of information that you're going to need before coming to the United States. Before we start, please look to the right of your screen. There is a chat box there. Please put in your first and last name in that chat box. And throughout the presentation, please feel free to ask any questions in that chat box so that I can answer them at the end. This is also going to allow you the opportunity to interact with other people watching the video who are all your future colleagues that are going to be at Gaylord Rockies Resort and Convention Center. All right, so let's begin. As I said earlier, my name is Casey and I am your outreach coordinator while you will be living in the United States. What that means is that I am the person who gets to support you throughout your entire program. And this is regardless of if you are dealing with a personal or professional problem. I'm here to help. The best way to reach me is either email or through phone. So you can see my email address and my phone number are right down there. I have also sent each of you a welcome email, so you should have my email address as well. And please feel free to reach out if you need any assistance. My office hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you are experiencing any sort of problem outside of that time, we do have a 24-hour support line. What that means is if you are experiencing a problem outside of my office hours, you can always call the 24-hour support line and speak with someone from Alliance Abroad Group to help you with what you are experiencing.
I first want to introduce myself. My role during the course of your program is your outreach coordinator, which means that I get to support you through your entire program, regardless of what you're experiencing, to help you with everything that you're experiencing. If there's something your sponsor can help you with, whether it's personal or professional, I'm here to help. The best way to reach me is either going to be through email or through phone. I am based here in Denver, Colorado, so I will be seeing you regularly throughout the course of your program. I'll be emailing you in the next few days with very detailed arrival instructions, and you'll have my email so you can reach out to me if you have any questions about your arrival or, of course, any questions during your program. You'll see that my office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. But in addition to that, Alliance Abroad Group, we have a 24-hour support line that if you're experiencing something outside of my office hours or outside of the office hours of Alliance Abroad Group, you can always call the 24-hour support line and speak with someone at Alliance Abroad to help you with whatever it is you're experiencing.
To introduce this program as a whole, I want to talk about the purpose of the J1 visa that you are coming here on. The primary objective of this program is to enhance the skills and expertise of you. You are an exchange visitor, and we want to help you enhance your skills in your academic or occupational fields through participation in structured and guided work-based training and internship programs. This program is also to improve your knowledge of American techniques and expertise. It's ultimately an opportunity for you to join an established organization and learn from them. Now, some of you watching this are on the J1 internship program. Others are on the J1 trainee program. They are very similar programs, but they are different in the eyes of the Department of State. Each program is structured, and they both have a learning objective. For both programs, you will be trained and have a supervisor throughout the entirety of your program. It's work-based learning, which means you will be working during your program, but the intent is for you to grow in either the field you are studying, recently graduated in, or have experience with. The individualized plan for both of these is your training plan. That document is critical in having a successful program here because it sets expectations up between you and your employer about what each of you expects to get out of this program. For the internship program, this will reinforce your academic studies. If you are currently in school or if you have recently graduated, this program is going to reinforce what you have already learned in the classroom and give you on-the-job exposure to use the skills that you've been learning in school. For the trainee program, this program is about enhancing your understanding of American culture and society and the occupational field in which you have already been working. So while you are here in the United States and while we interact throughout the course of your entire program, I am going to be doing a lot of talking about the vast network that does make this program possible. So the Department of State, or DOS, is the organization in the United States that the J-1 visa falls underneath. Alliance Abroad Group is an accredited J-1 visa sponsor. We are your sponsor and will be here for you the entire time of your program in the United States. Your partner agency is the agency in your home country that allowed you to connect with Alliance Abroad Group in order to come to the United States. And for all of you, your host company will be the Gaylord Rockies. If during your program we are ever speaking and I use terminology that you don't understand or I'm speaking too quickly, please let me know. I'm here to help and happy to slow down and re-explain anything if it helps you understand. As an accredited J-1 visa sponsor, Alliance Abroad Group does have obligations to ensure that you and everybody involved in your program is successful. This does include complying with and educating all parties on Department of State regulations. As we speak now, I am educating you on the regulations of your program. We also do work with Gaylord to educate them on the purpose of this program and why an individual such as yourself would leave their home country to come to Colorado for the program. As a sponsor, we are here to step in and educate everyone involved in this process, and we also train and provide specialized support for all program participants. As I mentioned before, I am your outreach coordinator while you are living in Colorado, and I'm here to help you with anything you need, both professionally and personally. If I am unable to help you, I will be able to connect you with someone who can. Throughout your program, my number one priority is going to be your health, safety, and well-being while you are here on this program. Because of that, I want you to know that you are never alone while you are here in the United States and in Colorado. That's why we have these resources and provide them for you, along with our 24-hour support line. It's so that you know that if you need help, we are here, so please reach out to us. So this is more information on our 24-hour emergency contact. If you can see here, there is an email address, the supportinfo@allianceabroad.com. This is a fantastic resource. Say maybe you've been emailing me something that's not necessarily an emergency, but I have an away message that says, "Thank you for your email. I will get back to you in a week when I'm back in the United States." You can still ask general questions to this email address as a resource. So please know that you're never alone, and even if I'm not available, we have someone who is. The Alliance Abroad participant portal is a phenomenal resource. From the beginning of your journey, from before when you even come to the United States, till after you've returned home. This participant portal is where you will be checking into CVIS, getting information on how to apply for your Social Security, completing your monthly check-in, which is a requirement for your program every month, and it has general information on insurance, on your taxes. It's a great resource to utilize. There might be a time when you send me an email and ask me a question, and I'll respond to it and I'll answer your question. But I might say at the end of the email, hey, just to let you know, you could have gone to the participant portal here to see that. And I'm not telling you that because I don't want you to ask me questions. We at Alliance Abroad believe in continued learning, and if you have this problem again, or if your roommate has this problem, now you have the resources to step in and either help them or help yourself as well. For your program, you are on a 12-month either intern or trainee program at the Gaylord Rockies Resort and Convention Center in Aurora, Colorado. Reviewing and understanding your job offer and training plan are absolutely critical in making sure you start your program right. Please make sure you pay attention to all your program dates. All of you should have a program start date of March 9th, 2020. In your job offer and training plan, you will also find your program requirements. Before you come on your program, make sure you think about what the expectations that you have of what you will gain and learn from the Gaylord Rockies, and what they expect from you while you are here on your program. Your training plan and job offer are also going to provide you with your minimum hours and how much you will be paid for every hour you work in a week. All of these expectations are in your training plan. You have been provided this info to make sure you have a successful start to your program. If you do not know where this information is, it is important that you ask both me and your agency for our support. While you are here on your program, there are regulations about the positions you can complete while you are on the J1 visa. This is because you either have a degree, you are in the process of getting a degree, or you have years of work experience. Because of this, the Department of State and Alliance Abroad Group consider all of you to have skilled labor, and that is why there are the set regulations on positions that you are not allowed to work while you are on your program. Please review the positions I have listed here. While you are on your program, some of you may have in the past come on our summer work travel program where you are able to have a second job. While you are on your internship or trainee program, you will not be able to work a second job. Gaylord Rockies is the only property you will be able to train at during your program because it is the only company listed on your DS 2019 form. The purpose of this program is to take the experience and perspective from your home country and then share it with people in the United States. Then while you're here in the United States, you're going to be learning from people not just in the United States, but from all over the world while you're working at your host company. The purpose of this program is then for you to go home and share what you learned with your fellow country people. If you have an intent to change your status and remain here in the United States, your program will be immediately shortened and you will have to return home as soon as possible. This here is an example of a sponsor letter. The main thing that I want to point out with this sponsor letter is if you look in the right hand corner, there's an AAG ID number. When you call or email me, please include this number in your call or in your email because it makes it easier for me to complete our conversation as productively as possible. If you do not know your AAG number and need to call or email me, it is okay. Still email me. I have other ways of how I can look you up and find you. While you're here in the United States, you are covered by travel insurance, which means health insurance. So you are provided by Hollard Travel, and that coverage for your insurance begins 5 days before your program start date, and it ends 5 days after your program completes. With this insurance, when you go into a doctor's office or hospital room, you are going to have to make a co-payment of $100. The most important thing about this insurance is to make sure you call the insurance company before receiving medical treatment, unless you are unconscious and cannot. You want to make sure you call insurance so that they can begin a claim before you go to the doctor. And if you do not call insurance before you go to the doctor, there is a possibility that they will not help you cover your costs and you will have to pay everything. So please make sure you call the insurance company before you go and see a doctor. Although we do have insurance, it is travel insurance, so it protects your health, but there are things that it does not include. So, dental and vision with your teeth and eyes, if you need any sort of care in that capacity, your insurance will not cover it. That also includes pre existing diseases or conditions or complications from past injuries, along with pregnancy or if you become pregnant on the program. It also does not cover if you were hurt after being involved in a hazardous activity and if your injury occurred under the influence of drugs or alcohol. The last regulation I would like to talk about before we move on to your housing is our zero tolerance policy. Alliance Abroad has a zero tolerance policy in regards to physical altercations, so getting into a fight, bullying, sexual assault or harassment, threats, or theft. If we receive documentation that you have done any of those things that I said, and that includes at work, in your home, or in public, we will end your program and request that you return home immediately. While you are here on this program, you are representing your country, and your behavior has a direct and immediate impact on your experience in the United States. So please make sure that you do not break any of these policies.
For many of us, this is our first time living on our own. For others, it may be our first time working and earning wages. So I know budgeting is a very important topic for many participants on the program. I want to go through some expenses that I expect you to have throughout the course of your program so you can prepare accordingly. First of all, your deferred program payment. Coming on this program from your country, you're on what's called the deferred program payment program, where starting in the second month per your contract, you're going to be paying $180 per month for 10 months to Alliance Abroad Group to cover your program fee. Your rent is going to be $333.34 per person that is going to be paid monthly. These amounts, none of these amounts are going to be payroll deducted. Your rent, once you move into your apartment, the apartment complex will share with you the different options you have to pay your rent. For your furniture and AAG repayment, Alliance Abroad Group has paid your first month's rent and your security deposit, and then has paid to have minimum furniture in your apartment so it's set up for you to move into. That total is $608.34 that needs to be repaid to SMG, Sociedad Mexicana de Gastronomía, before coming. If you haven't done so already, you need to do that as soon as possible. For your cell phone, with you being here for 12 months, I do fully expect you to get a cell phone, and I'm estimating, depending on the services that you decide, that it will be roughly $50 per month. You can use the J1 SIM card, which is a company that we've partnered with to offer you that SIM card, or in the United States, you can get your own cell phone plan through one of our providers. Transportation in Denver, Colorado, you will primarily be using public transportation. And we call our public transportation the RTD, which includes the bus and the train. When you're utilizing public transportation, you can actually purchase a plan through the Gaylord Rockies for roughly $23 a week. Okay? That amount will be payroll deducted, but what I've listed here is that the monthly local pass is $114, which is the minimum pass for a month, whereas the monthly regional pass, which is what you'll most likely get through the Gaylord Rockies, is more than $200. So you having it payroll deducted $23 per week is a significant cost savings. It's 50% savings, and I do recommend you utilizing that. For food, I'm estimating you're going to spend about $100 per week, but of course that depends on what type of food you eat, how frequently you eat at home, and then how frequently you go out to eat. In the United States, going out to eat is more expensive than eating at home typically. The next thing I want to talk about is activities and events. I'm estimating about $50 per month. The important thing here is that there's a holistic approach to having a successful experience. So that means not just getting into the habit of waking up, going to work, coming home, going to sleep, waking up, going to work, so on and so forth. It's important that you get out there and you try new things. You spend time with the people that you're meeting here, Americans and people from all over the world, and try new things to see what you're interested in. It's important to take care of your mental and emotional health to ensure that you have a successful experience. You will not have enough funds remaining after your budgeting to send money home. Your income that you're generating here in your program is for your life while you are in the United States, and it is here to support you. The next thing, you must set up your Debit Success, which is the platform you're going to use to pay your deferred program payment, your DPP. You must set up your Debit Success for paying your deferred payment plan as soon as you have your bank account. Know your contract and when your first payment is due, as in order to keep your program in good standing, you need to make these payments on time. I am happy to assist you in setting up a bank account and setting up your Debit Success to ensure that everything is set up correctly. I want to continue on your budget that if your program start date is on February 4th, which means that will be your first day at the Gaylord, your first paycheck from Gaylord Rockies will be on February 14th. Conversely, if your first day is on March 4th, then your first paycheck from Gaylord Rockies is on March 14th. Gaylord Rockies pays hourly employees every Thursday, so you're paid every week, once a week. Pay periods are from Saturday through Friday, and then you're paid on Thursdays. And you must bring enough money to sustain yourself for at least 2 weeks in the United States, in addition to the money required to purchase items for your bedroom and apartment. Because your first day is on February 4th, you may be arriving as early as February 1st, and your first paycheck isn't until February 14th. It's imperative that you bring enough money to sustain yourself for those first 2 weeks in the United States. Your housing is called Lakecrest at Gateway Park, and here's the address. I encourage you to get online and look at this apartment complex and see, what does this community look like? What amenities are involved in the community? How far away is it from the Gaylord Rockies? How far is it from the bus stop? How far is it from the bank and the grocery store and the movie theater and all these places that you're going to be utilizing during your program? So please utilize this so you have an idea of the area you're going to be living in. What's included in your housing? I wanted to list a few things to set expectations. You will be in a 3-bedroom apartment, meaning that you will have 5 other roommates. So there will be 6 people total living in your apartment. You will share a bedroom with 1 other person. All of your roommates will be the same gender. And in your 3-bedroom apartment, you will have 2 bathrooms. You'll have your own twin bed and a bed frame that will be there once you arrive to your apartment. In addition to that, you'll have basic kitchen items like pots and pans, plates, bowls, and silverware that will be enough for you all, the 6 of you living in your apartment, to utilize. Your apartment, the kitchen will have an oven and a stove. It will have a refrigerator as well, and it will have a sink. Any other appliances that you want to utilize, such as a coffee maker or a blender or a toaster, can either be brought with you or purchased while you're here in the United States. Again, if you are planning to purchase any of those or thinking about purchasing those, it may be beneficial to wait to come so you and your roommates can split the expenses, but it is important that you come with enough money to purchase the things you're going to need in your apartment. Lastly, your apartment will have laundry machines, so a washer and a dryer, but you'll need to purchase laundry soap that you're going to be using for your clothes. Some things you may want to bring or you will need to buy here is bed sheets for a twin bed, a pillow, and a blanket. As mentioned, you will have a bed in your apartment, in your bedroom, but it will not have sheets, it will not have a pillow, and it will not have a blanket. Also, cleaning supplies. In order to make your apartment clean and keep it tidy throughout the course of your program, you'll want to have a mop and broom and cleaning sprays that you'll probably purchase here. A shower curtain will not be provided, so you'll either want to bring that or purchase that once you get here. And additional furniture, such as a table and chairs and a couch and a TV and all of those different items to make it feel like home, will need to be purchased during your program. All other items you need in your home to make it functional and feel like home, you are encouraged to purchase. You're living here for 12 months, so it is important to make this apartment your own and make it feel like home so you have an enjoyable place to come home to. Lastly, your apartments will not have internet once you move in, meaning that we'll need to set it up in the first few days of your program and you being in Denver, Colorado, and I will help you with this process. To continue on your housing details, the total amount of your rent is $2,000 per apartment. So that's split 6 ways, which is the $333.34 per month. In addition to that, Alliance Abroad Group has paid your security deposit of $1,000 and your first month's rent. The security deposit of $1,000 will be returned to you $166.67 at the end of your program, depending the condition of the apartment and that you leave it in on the end of your program. Your utilities are not included in the cost of your rent, meaning that your electric, your gas, your water, and your sewer that depend on usage will be an additional expense to you each month. I'm estimating the total unit, the total 6-person apartment, will cost between $100 and $200 per month for all of these utilities. So it's important to know this as you're budgeting per month. Your internet that you're going to want to get for your apartment, depending on the speed, but it will likely be $70 per month that you'll be splitting 6 ways. AAG has paid for you to secure these units and to have some furniture, and it will be repaid before the start of your program. So that includes the $166.67 per person, which is your portion of your security deposit, the $166.67, which is your portion of your first month rent that was paid. So Alliance Abroad Group, if your start date is on February 4th, has paid your rent for the month of February. If your start date is on March 4th, Alliance Abroad Group will be paying the month of March. Meaning, if your start date is February 4th, your first rent payment that you are paying will be on March 1st. Your furniture package that has been purchased for you is $250. That includes your bed, and that includes the basic kitchen items that have been provided. And then the AAG admin fee is the processing fee for all of these expenses that we've paid for you. I know transportation can be a source of frustration or anxiety or just the unknown as you're coming on your experience. So I want to talk about how you're going to be getting to and from the Gaylord Rockies from your apartment. And I want to talk about what the cost of that transportation is, and then just give some tips and tricks about utilizing the transportation. So from your apartment, you're going to walk less than 1 kilometer to 40th Avenue and 40th Circle bus stop. This walk at nighttime, there are lights, and it is in a safe area of town where I feel comfortable with you walking from the bus stop to the apartment. At this bus stop, you're going to cross the street, and you're going to take either the number 42 or the number 121 bus to 40th Avenue and Airport Boulevard. Once you get to 40th Avenue and Airport Boulevard train station, you're going to board the train on line A towards the airport and get off at 61st and Pena, which is the next stop. So you're not on the train for very long. From there, the Gaylord Rockies shuttle runs from this station, so 61st and Pena, to the hotel. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be walking to the bus stop, taking the bus to the train station, getting on the train very quickly and for a very short time, and then the shuttle will take you to the Gaylord Rockies. On our first day of orientation on Monday, March 4th, you're not going to have your bus pass and your train pass through the Gaylord Rockies yet. So for a one-way local pass, it is $3, while a day pass is $6. We are going to purchase a day pass for $6. So you need to have that in cash, and it needs to be exact change for when we board the bus together on the morning of Monday, March 4th. Once we get to the Gaylord, you will be offered the chance to purchase a transportation pass, which is a monthly local pass. It will be about $24 a week, and that will be payroll deducted. I strongly support you purchasing the regional pass for $24 a week through the Gaylord, as it is subsidized and it's 50% off. The regional pass will will enable you to travel all across the city of Denver and some of the outlying cities using public transportation. A few notes I want to give about public transportation is that on our first day, for example, with us paying cash on the bus, you must have exact change. For tracking buses and for ticketing purposes, although you'll have a monthly pass, there is a mobile application for ticketing. And then monthly passes can be purchased on the phone, but as I've just mentioned, monthly passes can also be purchased through the Gaylord Rockies at a discount of 50%.
So, to give you a bit of an overview of the housing information we just went over, you will be arriving in Denver and able to move into your apartment anywhere from March 5th to March 7th. During that time, you're going to be able to move into your apartment between the hours of 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. So if you arrive out of that time period, you will be expected to find your own accommodations until the following day when you're able to check into your apartment. As we discussed earlier, once you arrived at Denver International Airport, you can either use public transportation or you can take a taxi, Uber, or Lyft. Once you get to your apartment, the gate code that you'll need to enter is 4600. And I have included the address here along with in the welcome email that I sent you previously so that you have access to that information. On Monday, March 9th, I will be traveling with you to the Gaylord Rockies for your drug test and orientation at 8 in the morning. I will be providing you with more information about this, but we will be meeting at the leasing office at 6:45 in the morning, and it's very important that you bring your original DS 2019 form, your passport with your visa in it, your social security card, that is only if you have one, and your I-94 form, which we will print out together. During this orientation, the dress code is business casual, as you are already representing the Gaylord brand, and it needs to be represented professionally. Awesome, so thank you all for listening to this orientation. I am going to leave this live YouTube going for 30 minutes, so if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat bar and I'll respond to them.